Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Margaret Pinard. You're on Booktube, and we have a very exciting panel tonight. So I wanted to get everyone prepared and meet my lovely guests this evening. But first, I wanted to say to anyone who is coming in here for the first time, I am a historical fiction / fantasy author and an eclectic reader with a book coming out next Tuesday, October 25th. So if you want a short story read, if you want a spooky season read, if you want a fantastical, magical adventure, that is where you want to go. Fabled Passages, available for pre-order and available for sale on Tuesday from Amazon, from everywhere else. Get it and enjoy. So, what are we doing tonight? Let's welcome our guests here. We have a series of book talk themed panels and games over the past month that are celebrating whatever Book Talk thinks it has going on. We're re-importing it back to Booktube and classing it up a little, right? So we're going to do something called Smash or Pass, which is basically, yes or no on the mystery tropes that you love. So I've got some mystery readers here. And why don't we start going down with Jenna? Can you tell us a little bit about your channel and maybe what kind of mysteries you like to read? Oh, and where you're from, since we're from all over.
Sure. Yeah. I'm Jenna. I live in Oklahoma, and I know Shay and I are sort of neighbors. I am a writer of erotica, but an avid reader of all kinds of mysteries. Cozies and historical mysteries are my very favorites.
Yay. Love it. Sarah.
Hi, everybody. I am Sarah DeBello, and I am a mystery writer by night, a yoga teacher by day, and also the founder and host of Mystery and Thriller Mavens, where I broadcast interviews every Monday night for hashtag Mystery Monday, because Mondays can be murder, right here on YouTube as well as Facebook. I love the genre, and I'm so excited to talk with y'all tonight.
Yay. Yes, murder and mayhem. Let it begin. Sandy.
Welcome. I'm so glad to be here with everybody. Sandy Golston Booktube TV. I typically write a lot of young adult mystery elements. I weave in some sports elements because that's kind of what I do. By day, I work in public relations. I'm also a sports radio announcer for a variety of sports, mainly football and basketball. So I do a lot of that. And you know what? My mystery love affair really started with, rest in peace, Angela Lansbury, Murder, She Wrote. I started watching Murder, She Wrote back in the day, and I still watch Murder, She Wrote. Love Murder, She Wrote. I have seen probably every episode 18 million times. So big fan of mystery. And I credit Jessica Fletcher, J.B. Fletcher, for really getting me into my mystery love affair.
Nice.
Yay.
Nice. And Shay.
Hi, everybody. I'm Shay. My channel is Shay with the Hobbies. I be writing, I be reading, I be creating. That's what happens over on my channel. I love to read mysteries. I like cozy mysteries. But I think my favorite probably are like the procedural detective ones, like the Private Eye, or like the cop ones. I think those are my favorite because I just like the technical aspects of it. And I'm from Oklahoma. It is also homecoming week for my university, and so I'm like, as soon as we're done, I'm trying to go to walk around because it's gonna be a weekend.
Oh boy!
Hey! So yeah, but hi y'all.
Nice. Well, welcome everybody. There's the panel, there's the panelists, and we're going to play Smash or Pass. So in case you don't know, the game is just looking at something and making a snap judgment. Would we like to spend time with that something or not? And so I asked my guests to bring symbols or signs so that we could have like a quick and easy vote. So mine, the heart, as always, is my smash. This is from my sister's wedding, by the way. This is 1997. And my pass is an osprey card. So This bird passes by my apartment fairly regularly, and I love it. So that's going to be my pass symbol because I'm a dork. How about you, Shay? Let's go backwards.
Okay, so Cache don't check her Instagram DM, so she didn't know about this till like she popped in the thing. So there's my smash. It'll be pretty
Perfect.
by the time we actually do it, and then I'm still filling in my pass, but it's coming. So that's what
Beautiful. Sandy. Oh, you're on mute. Sandy's on mute.
All right, there we
There
go.
we go.
So I got my heart right there. That's
Nice.
going to be my positive affirmation. And then I'm still working on the X right there, but the X is right there too. So yeah, so I could just do that, but
Yep.
we'll play by the rules. So.
All right.
Well, I've been over here coloring in. So I've got my X and I got my fully colored in red heart.
Sarah's
Writers
cool.
love to color too, right?
So
It's not
what we
just
learned
words.
is Cache wasn't the only one who came in with something that let me drop something real quick.
Jenna had a different system.
Yeah, I allowed for a gray area. So I have mystery books in red, yellow, and green.
Red light, green light. Different game. It'll work. So let's take a quick whirl through the chat to say hello to everybody before we start on our first mystery trope. Shannon was in early to say hello and like. Jennifer Brown says, I can't wait till this starts. So excited. I will probably smash all the mystery things since that's my favorite genre to read and write. Amazing. Eva is here. Hello. I bet my favorite tropes come up. Okay, but if they don't, feel free to write them in the chat or put them in the chat in the meantime. And if we don't get to them, I'll start it and we'll throw those out to the panel at the end. Anita, hello. Stream hopping coming from Go Indie Now's town hall. I saw that. Yes, thank you for stopping in. Yeah, see, WWW here means Worldwide Write-a-thon. So yes, it started, I think, a couple hours ago, and people are already going to be in the trenches. She decided to fully avoid things and went outside to play instead. Nice. All right. Yay. People on the panel, they know what they're doing. They've got the audio on point. I popped people's links in, but I'll be sharing some more throughout the stream. And yes, poured one out for Angela and JB. Wait, JB?
GB Fletcher was her name.
Oh, okay. I was like, Jessica. Okay, got it.
Margaret.
Someone knows, like.
Sandy, this is blasphemy. Am I right? Sandy, we're getting upset over here. Sandy and I are. Jessica Fletcher.
Sorry, I knew that name. I just didn't know her middle initial. Can any of you name my middle initial? Just asking.
Yes.
What is it?
Wait, what?
Can any of you name my middle initial?
Oh, no, I only know Jessica's.
Crime mystery. Yes. Pretty awesome today. Good British mystery. Yep. A few favorite PIs. Eva's mocking my symbols, I think. But everyone else is pretty, like, normal. Yeah. Yay! Definitely subscribe. All the links to the channels are in the description if you are meeting new people tonight, which is, always part of my aim for bringing people together is to make new friends. Thank you,
Eva, you need to watch some Murder, She Wrote. It's on every night on the Cozy
Seriously.
channel.
I'm not gonna hold you.
Alright.
Y'all can have Murder, She Wrote. Diagnosis Murder was my jam, though.
See,
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh,
Diagnosis Murder.
Ooh, AF Stewart. She's
I
bringing
didn't
it in
have
with the Beatrice.
Yeah, there we go.
A super fan. She's one of us, Sandy. One of
We've
us.
got expert readers back here. This is helpful. Okay, you guys ready?
Yes, ma'am.
let's do it.
Number one trope. Remote location. Oh, I didn't do these in advance. Remote location.
Here for it.
Yes. And a eh. Is there a specific book that is making you say that, Jenna?
Not a specific book. I just think it's really hard to pull off.
Okay. my sticky note here tells me that you might be interested in reading Smilla's Sense of Snow by Peter Hoog. It's a classic thriller, so I'll just put that in my recommendations pile. It's so remote, it's in Greenland.
That's pretty remote, I would say.
Yes. Yeah. It's like, what? Yeah, so that was a good one. Anyone else like remote locations that? Yes.
So I love Jane Harper. She is an Australian author, and I love how she makes the location part of the story. Like the location is its own character. So whether that is the Australian outback, and you don't get much more remote than that, like good luck out there, maybe not going to make it, or whether it's Tasmania, Tassie, or wherever, Jane Harper writes so beautifully about the rough, gorgeous land in Australia and brings it to life in such a beautiful, heartfelt way that you will fall in love with nature, fall in love with the landscape, whether it's the sea, the desert, the trees, the scrub. I mean, it is just so glorious. So she has had one of her books made into a movie. That's The Dry. I expect more will be as well. This is her next book coming out in February. I can't wait to host her.
Yay.
Yes, a Jane Harper fan. Thanks, Book Time with Ryan. So she's freaking amazing, and I'm here for the remote locations.
That's a tease. I haven't read Jane Harper, but I hear great things.
Oh, she's so great. Yes.
All right, so we're pretty much in agreement. That's good to know. The next one is an eccentric detective. This is yellow for me. Eccentric.
Can we define eccentric?
Like Monk or like Sherlock. Like a lot of things can be eccentric. It can be OCD. It can be a cocaine habit. It can be like lives with his mother. Like there's things across the board, but there's like a quirk, and that's a crutch. It's like a trope. Yeah.
Okay, so I want to smash. Like I definitely would smash, but here's the caveat to that. Like I just feel like I shouldn't. I feel like I should pass, but like I wanna smash. The caveat being is like I watch all those things that you named, but I can't think of a book that I've read that's like that.
Oh.
Ooh.
So that's the thing. It's like I smash because I'll watch the mess out of it, but I'm trying to think of a book that I read that has like a quirky person. I mean, like Sherlock, but
right.
Ooh, Shay, have you ever read any Tana French? Her Dublin
no,
Homicide Squad.
Y'all know. Yeah.
So Tana French, Queen Tana. So the Washington Post has deemed her the greatest mystery voice of our time, like the Agatha of our time. She is renowned for her gorgeous prose, for her twists, her turns, her heartfelt, poignant, painful, powerful books, and her writing. So she writes about this homicide squad. So each one is a different detective, and all of the detectives have something that they're wrestling with. Whether it's a family, the last one I read, the detective, the sister was struggling with mental illness, and it had impacted his whole life. Was taking care of his sister, protecting her, protecting the world. But so that's an example of, to Margaret's point, not just the usual sort of brilliant, eccentric, or cocaine snorting. I didn't know that was a thing.
Violin playing. You're like, what? Yeah.
So yeah, check that out, Shay. See what you think.
Yep. Poirot's
definitely wrote it down.
Agatha Christie's.
Yeah, that was the one. That was picked. My pocket was picked there because that's the one I was going to go with.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah. He is. I was just. I read Murder on the Orient Express again, probably about a year or so ago, and then I couldn't watch the remake, but I did watch the original movie. So yeah, he puts the eccentric in eccentric.
Sandy, what do you think of Sophie Hannah's reboot of Poirot? She's the only one who the Christie estate has designated to carry on Agatha's work. I hosted her. I liked it. I was there for it. What do you think?
I want to experience it a little bit more first. But I mean, I've read a little bit about it, but I actually haven't really experienced it yet. So I need to I need to get on that sis to get a little better feel for it. But
I look forward to
I'm open minded to modern interpretations sometimes. So and I think with this one I would be.
I look forward to your thoughts, sir.
Eva saying, I don't think I ever recognized this very obvious trope as a trope until now, right?
Ooh.
It's so basic to the mystery genre. Yes, and Book Time with Ryan, welcome in, is saying, I love some George Smiley. Can someone tell me where this is from? I'm not as big a mystery fan. Yeah, so tell us.
Do I live under a rock?
This one. And Harry Bosch, I have heard of. So that's like the urban fantasy, right? Dresden Files, or I think.
Wait, are we talking about the I don't know George Smiley. Do I live under a rock? What's that?
No. I don't know George Smiley. I was thinking about Harry Bosch.
John Le Carré.
Oh, okay.
I'm probably butchering that French name.
Nope. Got it. Okay, so we only did 2. I was gonna do like measured intervals to give people a spotlight, but Ryan is itching to know, Sarah.
Yes.
How did you get that copy? It's going to be sold in the US in December.
Yes. So this is an advanced reading copy. I don't know if you can see it there. So this is an ARC, an advanced reading copy, and Jane's US publicist sent it to me because I'm hosting her when it comes out in February. So it comes out at the end of February in the US. But I love to do giveaways. So maybe I'll see if I can get another one and do a giveaway, Ryan. So stay tuned. I love to do giveaways.
Yeah, Ryan is ready. So you might, yeah, he's ready.
Ryan came ready. I love it.
All right. Yes, I popped her. I popped her website, mysteryandthrillermavens.com, in the chat. We got spy and mystery. Yes, good. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. We've got a damsel in distress, or a dame in distress, is what I actually said, because it's so often like the golden age. 1940s.
Oh yeah, you lost a lot right there.
We all said no. Okay, good. I'm just recognizing it as a classic trope. Yeah. We're all done with it. Excellent.
Yes, and it is, it is a classic trope, and I get that, but it's like if we keep putting women in distress on the page, it's like we're part of we're carrying that on.
For me, it's like it's never good.
Yes.
Like I don't ever like it like that. I think if I read one, I was like, oh, I really like this. Like that would be good, right? Because I'm not even a romance reader or a romance like watcher. I don't like romance. There's only one romance I like, and it's A Walk to Remember. And it's literally because it doesn't feel like a damsel in distress thing. Like she's like, I'm me. I'm living this life. I'm gonna be me. And so that's why I think I don't like it. It's like I've never seen one that I thought was like good.
Right.
So I think if I thought I saw one that was good, maybe I'd be like, yeah, let's do it. But it always just feels whack.
Yeah. Snaps for Shay.
I will say, so I went through, as I said, my mystery books are all over my bedroom floor right now. And I found a C.S. Harris sort of spy mystery. And I remember really liking the book and the action, and like the hero and the heroine sort of work in their own circles until the very end. And then he does end up saving her. She ends up in a warehouse tied up on a hook. And I was like, okay, like, come on. It's a little much, but I loved it. They worked together at the end, and they were both like shot up and still made it out of a warehouse on fire. I had to suspend disbelief, but it was wonderful. So yeah.
It's like
you lost me
it reminds me of like the classic stuff where the woman is at the top floor of a building and she's tied down to a chair and she's got her mouth gagged, and then the hero like comes in on a vine through the window and saves her and knocks everybody out. And then they kiss, and that's the end of the story. So yeah.
We've grown up. I think we've grown up since then, hopefully, right?
Yeah. Some classic is like, yeah, we should bring that back. And then some classic is like, yeah, let's just leave it there.
Yeah. Exactly.
Let's leave it there. I like that.
I'm disabled. My life is stressful enough without having to read about another woman in distress that probably doesn't need to be that way. Right. And Nia came in. So hello, Nia. Welcome. Next trope, mistaken identity.
I don't I'm in the middle on that. Like
that's a tough one.
sometimes I like it, but it's gotta be done right.
Okay.
It's gotta be done right.
I'm in the middle.
Okay, wait. So when we say mistaken identity, we don't mean unreliable narrator.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's separate.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, no, I'm a pass. It's a no for me, dog.
I'm passing with Shay and I are gonna get.
Yeah, nah. I give it to Margaret. I'll let Margaret hit. I'm not gonna hit.
Okay, so this is one that I thought mistaken identity or secret identity is really key, and it's someone who's like a mole, and then there's two people. There's like, what is it? A person who's a mole and the person who's their handler or their in person. They two people that know. And it was really intense and exciting in this, The Firekeeper's Daughter by Angeline Booley. So I would recommend this. I read this recently. It was 5 stars for me. And there's a lot more than like the classic mystery. It's Native American, set in Michigan, and lots of cultural stuff at play, along with the mystery of like a coming of age stuff. So I thought it was really good. And it has secret identity / mistaken identity. So yeah.
I guess for me, it's what Sandy and Shay were saying earlier. It's like, it's too easy. If it was done well, like there was a real reason why there was a mistaken identity, but I feel like sometimes it's just something that is like an easy out or something. And it's like, it's just too convenient and too cutesy. And it's like, just isn't so exciting for me. But maybe if it was done well, to Shay's point about romance and the damsel in distress, if it was done artfully, maybe it would be
I was thinking of like 3 movies, and then I was like, no, those are all unreliable narrators. So no, like ones where I was like, oh, these could be no. So,
All right. I can stand alone on this one. It's okay. Jordan Sky Vlogs. Hello, Jordan. Has a mixed review as someone who's written mistaken identity of a doppelganger entering into another world. So we've got some like cross genre. That sounds exciting. Jenna, does anything come to mind for you on mistaken identity that you've liked or like?
I love to hate it. It's Why Didn't They Ask Evans by Agatha Christie. And it's the whole time you've had the correct identity. They've just been called by their maiden name. And it turns out that all of the clues were correct, but you just didn't have that one piece of information that the Evans in question was a maiden name.
Okay.
So it's like, that's a sick burn, but it was impossible to solve by yourself.
Right. You're withholding information, and that really gets under my skin. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. I don't like mysteries that cannot be solved by reading the book. Or like with like common sense knowledge and deduction. If I can't solve it reading your book, I'm really irritated, especially if you made it a slow burn on top of everything. Like, why'd you give me a I'm just saying.
Expectations.
I've been trying to think of the story. I cannot remember the story, but there was a story of the evil twin that they don't introduce until you find out at the very end that there was this evil twin here, and they actually did it, and the good twin was thrown in prison and beaten up and nearly killed, but then the evil twin is discovered at the very end.
Right.
Roll credits.
And I think Ryan, it's like it said it like that. He said when he just commented, I don't like when information is withheld. That's what it is. It doesn't feel fair. It feels like, and to Nia, Vixen of Fiction, by the way, I love that handle. It's like it feels like too easy of an out, which also doesn't feel fair.
Right. Hello, Esther. Esther was on the romance panel. She had a lot of great suggestions. Yes, so much fun. Okay, so it's iffy about the mistaken identity. I stand alone. This is fine. The next
Margaret's gonna clutch that heart till she's just like, I stand alone.
All right, so the next one is locked room.
Yeah.
Yeah? Are we all yeses? Oh, nice. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Give me your favorites. I've definitely got one.
So this is my most recent favorite, Lisa Unger's Secluded Cabin, Sleep 6. I also just read Alice Feeney's Daisy Darker. I can't I think I left it over there. But I love me a locked room thriller.
Nice. Wicked Autumn did that recently. I didn't have enough to know who done it.
Ooh.
Is that the name of a book
Sounds like it.
or a channel? I don't know. Smash. Oh, we've got some. See, everyone is joining in. That's interesting. If the opinions are so widely held, like, why do the other tropes exist? Or did I just pick them wrong? Yep. Smash, smash. Love a locked room as long as the conclusion makes sense. Yep. Mistress. Wicked Autumn. That doesn't clarify. Ryan, can you tell me if that's a title of a book?
I feel like he's saying like locked rooms are his main squeeze, but he'll keep these other tropes on the side. I don't know.
Oh, I see what you did there. Okay. All right.
All right.
That's what I'm imagining.
Nice. Okay, yeah, it's a book. Bought it long
Can I
ago.
just say, I haven't heard someone say main squeeze in such a long time. And it was such a cute, like, I was like, I want to be somebody's main squeeze. I remember those days. So I just thought that was funny.
I'm old, Shay. I'm old and bringing out my like elder.
No, I missed the 90s. Go ahead. I missed it.
Cool. So Mistress is another title that's Locked Room. I actually have a book that is titled Locked Rooms. So I figured that's how to work, right?
That eliminates any confusion right there, just
exactly.
In case, yeah.
One of the many wonderful Sherlock Mary Russell, I don't know what to call it, series by Laurie R. King, who's a San Francisco writer. She's been writing for like 30 years. She's amazing. And I don't remember what this one was about because this was like, 10 books ago, but I do love the series. They traipse around the world. It's Sherlock and his now wife, Mary Russell, in the 1920s. So it's like an older interpretation of him and two real brainiacs that are funny with each other and come against some great spy action in different cultures. And it's really cool. So Laurie R. King, there we go.
And did you say that's a new book? I'm sorry, Margaret, or you're saying that's an older book?
No, that's an older one. Yeah.
That sounds great. I'll check that out.
Yeah. I love her.
Yeah, definitely getting a lot of
the escape. Yes.
Hey, Anna. Main squeeze, bee's knees. The bee's knees is coming up. Don't.
I use the bee's knees in my book because that takes place in the 1920s. I love saying the bee's knees, and it was a drink in the 1920s, and it's a drink now. Still, it's having a renaissance. It's having a.
Did not know that it was a drink. Wow.
Yes, there's a drink. I'm gonna email you the recipe, and I think I'm gonna start having like themed cocktails. So I'm excited for the bee's knees.
That's what you should do to that audio. The Negroni Spagliato with Prosecco in it.
Oh my gosh, yes, because I like Negroni. I could do that.
Awesome. Okay, Sandy, tell us about this rec.
So you know what? I read Megan Golden, and I got a book. It was Book of the Month, and I got her book, and I read it, the first one, and I was like, you know what? Let me go back to her. And so I do like the trapped room, and you got to figure out how you're going to get out. Maybe what is it all about? And so I really liked the Escape Room. It was a good, quick read. Megan Golden books are typically a good, quick read. So I've got her newest book. I haven't read it yet, but yeah, it was good. It's just it really kind of embodies that trope quite a bit.
Nice.
Let me know what you think of her new one, Sandy. So I just hosted her when it came out, and she's fascinating because she was a former journalist who was stationed in the Middle East covering wartime journalism in the Middle East for I think it was 15 or maybe 20 years. And it was, we saw a lot of action and she was on the front lines as a wartime correspondent, as a journalist. And we talked a lot about how that has affected her and how that has affected her writing. So this new one is a bit of an unreliable narrator because the narrator has amnesia. So I'll be very curious to see what you think of it.
Yeah, it seems, because when I first saw it, it seemed a departure from her first two, The Night Swim and then the Escape Room. So, and I really, the Night Swim was a pleasant surprise for me. I really, really, really enjoyed that one. And then I really liked the Escape Room as well. So this one is definitely a little bit of a departure from what she's written before, but I am excited about it.
Let me know what you think, because I haven't read the first two, so we'll talk.
Yeah, no doubt.
Woo.
Just realized you were in my little logo thing, so I'll give you more space on the other side.
I was like, wait, what?
Yes, we just swapped you out. Jennifer's current work in progress is a locked room and isolated location. Nice. The other one I wanted to bring to mind, which is another historical mystery, like Florrie R. King, is called The Prisoner's Castle, I believe, by Susan Elia McNeil. And she's writing now. She's got a series going, Maggie Hope Mysteries, which is like World War II era. And this was, they're on a Scottish island, of course. And it's a bunch of spies that all have like blackmail. So it's like, and then there were none, but a different version. So they can't get off the island and they're being killed by one. And yeah, it was a good setup. Sandy, did you want to let us know your plans for November? Get another spotlight in here?
I'm trying to let myself know about my plans for November right now because I am down to I'm down to about 3. So I have a character that is the center of several books that I'm writing, and the best way for me to describe her is that she is sort of like the character from Taken meets Clark Kent, and she's like a super spy kind of thing going on. And so I am trying to come up with I've got like 3 books written for her, and I'm trying to come up with one that I think is going to be that one that's going to lead the way. And then the other series that I have is a dystopian series that I'm doing. It's 5 books. I'm 2 in right now, and it's not that far-fetced from what is going on in the country right now. But it is the best way I can describe it is it's something like the current political extremism and wide disparity there meets the Manchurian Candidate. And so I got a lot going on there, and it's been really fun to write it. And so I am 2 books in, and I'm looking to write book 3. So we shall see. With the way things are going in the country right now, that's probably more timely than probably anything that I could put together right now. So I probably am leaning toward going with that one.
Yeah, real timely and real terrifying.
Yeah.
All right.
It's scary because it's like to not give too much away, but it's basically like when the small percentage of people that have the money, the wealth, and the power, what they could do if that small group joined together and got on the same page and took over the country or attempted to take over the country.
Ooh.
And had a vast army of people to do their bidding. Yeah. And it kind of illustrates the influence that people can have, because there are people that they just they have their hero and they're gonna vote and believe anything their hero says in the face of insurmountable evidence to the contrary. So I don't know, I might be hitting the truth button right there pretty hard. Yeah.
Oh, I am here for it. I will smash that.
Yeah.
The T song is definitely going off in my head right now. Yeah. So right on point. And
Sandy, I know you work really hard during the week, so you probably haven't seen my Wednesday wrap up, but I went through mysteries, and they're mostly historical mysteries, and they had a common thread. My September reads all had a thread of like 1920s, 1930s fascism. Can't imagine why that kept popping up in the books that I was reading. There was a quote that speaks to exactly what you're just talking about. Yeah,
there's a lot. You go back to the 1930s, not to get overly historical here, but a lot of people that did not think the prelude to World War II could happen actually, found out that it did. It not only could happen, it did happen, and it almost truly, completely happened. And so that's how close we were.
Yeah, the 1920s is a really interesting time that I knew zero about until I started researching my next book. And it's actually eerie how we're 100 years out and how some things have really changed and how some things have changed not at all. Right. And it is fascinating to be combing through the 1920s newspaper archives and see people debating masks and vaccines and a pandemic and politics, and it's polarized, and it's like, wow, history really does repeat.
Yeah. Smash or pass on the Roaring 20s.
Smash that all day long.
Yes.
Margaret.
Prohibition? No.
Hey, listen. Hey, look. I tell you, Margaret,
you're breaking my heart, Shay. Come on. We're like, I thought we were.
Okay, so mine is personal though. So I grew up in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So 1920s.
That's
Okay. So for me, it's not the best time. It's not the best time. We definitely passing on the 2020s. I mean, I love y'all. I'm glad I met y'all, but nah. So far, these 2020s,
But hey, I'll tell you what, Margaret, though, I'll tell you this. If prohibition does happen, we're right here in Michigan. I can take you, we can get right across the Detroit River. We can get to Windsor, Ontario. So I got you taken care of. We can get some booze. And
all right.
Margaret packs her cat and starts rowing.
Right? Okay, next trope. So we stay on time here. Amateur detective. So the opposite of the expert or eccentric one.
Hell yeah.
I think we've all, the love for Jessica B. Fletcher in this crowd, obviously. Yes. Okay, Shay, tell us.
Give it to him, Shay. Show him, Shay.
Okay, so I got both Walter Mosley and Kelly Garrett because, we got Devil in a Blue Dress, and we got, he's definitely an amateur sleuth. He don't know what he doing, and it's funny as all get out. And then I think these are hilarious. And this is honestly why I like amateur sleuths, is I feel like they're funnier because they're just making all these mistakes because they don't know what they're doing. And I love it. I think it's my favorite. It's my absolute favorite. So yeah.
We've got consensus in the audience as well.
And Kelly Garrett kills it. And so this one, I feel like she says it's like a domestic thriller. It felt more mystery to me when I read it, but she's an amateur sleuth in this. And I really, really liked it. I felt like I liked it a little bit more than this one because I felt like she felt younger, and I like that the other character felt older in that. But yeah.
And I liked how in Like a Sister, she centered New York, which is my favorite city in the world. New York was its own character, and she described it so well. You felt like you were there. And also I liked how there was a subtle commentary on social media and how fake it can be. And I love how she did that.
I definitely agree with that because that's the most modern one of the ones I had. So yeah.
And then actually, Shay, I learned this from you when I hosted Walter Mosley, and Shay came to the interview, which was so wonderful. And Shay actually told me that she had taken Mr. Mosley's masterclass, and he writes erotica like our friend Jenna over there in the box next to me.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
I was like, yo, wow. Yeah. I'm so excited to see the series that they're gonna make out of that because they're turning it into a series that he's been working on. So I'm excited.
Wait, Mr. Mosley's?
Yeah. I think casting headlines for that.
Yeah, I saw casting headlines for it, and I was like, what? Okay. I still haven't seen the one that's on Apple TV with Samuel L. Jackson. I want to see it now that I think this whole season's out.
I don't have Apple TV. I'm like, I can't do another streaming service. I already got 3.
You can't, Sarah. That's what they're all in it for. This is what I was just talking about.
Right.
They're all in it together to make you get as many streaming services as they can possibly make you get.
The truth is, it is becoming to the point that it is more expensive than cable if you do them all. And with the way they're making it to where they won't show it any other way unless you buy their streaming services.
Right.
Like subscription services are the worst thing that ever happened to us. The fact that you can't buy Microsoft Word anymore bothers the mess out of me.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm holding strong on my old subscription.
Oh yeah, no, on my desktop, it's gonna be there for forever. PowerPoint access, all of it. Because now you gotta pay for it monthly.
Yes.
Eva's got the solution. That's why she just hangs out with us here. I hear you. That and my Lord of the Rings DVD. That's what I got. Oh, okay. So, Sandy, did you want to tell us about I know you love these books. I remember your reviews.
Yeah. Yeah. So I had the Truly Devious. I got the first one, and then I got the original trilogy, and then they sat on my shelf for a while, and then I read the first one, and it's a Margaret gets on me about this, but it's the boarding school mystery thing going on, and she's the amateur sleuth that has to go in and solve it, and then she gets a claim, and then she gets additional future mysteries in upcoming books. And so there's another one that's coming out, I want to say in early next year, I think. No, actually it's in December. The next one is coming out. So yeah, it's like JB Fletcher minus probably 40 years.
So that's by Maureen Johnson, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So hers is out January 10th. I'm hosting her January 9th.
Ooh.
So
I'm tuning in.
Okay, let me know if you have any questions. I'll give you a shout out.
Absolutely.
Nice. Monday afternoons, Monday nights. Just keep it in your brain.
She's on Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
Perfect. Jenna, do you have an amateur detective fave that has not already been mentioned?
I do. Anything that is by Donna Andrews and her Meg Langslow series is hilarious.
Ooh,
and
I don't know that.
All of her books, I think there's 24 in the series now. Birds are in the background somehow. And all the book titles have birds. Yes. So that's my very, very favorite because she just gets into the wildest situations and has to get herself out of them.
Nice.
Okay.
And can we do your
thing for a long series? So the fact that there are 24 books means that I can just read and read and read.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited.
Nice.
Yum.
Can we get a little blurb, a little pitch about your Desert Sway trilogy, which I just popped into the chat?
Oh, yes. The Sway trilogy is now out on Amazon. It is erotica, and the first two books, Desert Sway and Mistress of Sway, take place in a nudist swingers resort out in the desert. And then the final book, Caribbean Sway, takes place in the Caribbean, same sort of idea. So we follow the heroine through all three of those books and both of those settings.
I'm going to need to hear a little more about your research.
Oh.
I will say, having read the first one, the main tone or feels from this is openness, tolerance, appreciating everyone where they are, and it's just lovely. So
yeah, I need to know, did you integrate into a nudist community, as one of them to research, armed with only your notebook and a pair of high heels?
There are resorts like this that exist.
Yeah.
And most of them you have to come attend with a partner. So I have sort of floated the idea of going by myself to do some book signings and research. And, if you need a fourth for bridge, maybe I could help.
Yeah.
But mostly it was just a lot of people speak about these experiences, and there are, some films that could be watched.
So one of my favorite authors, Sally Hepworth, who most recently wrote The Younger Wife, one of her earlier books is about some swingers. And so her research, she's Australian and freaking hilarious. She's amazing. One of my favorite people in the world. And so she recently shared her research process on a podcast where she told her husband, we're going to a swingers party because, as you pointed out, you have to bring a partner. And she shares the process of going there and, integrating into the party to research it. And it is fascinating, and it is also hilarious. So we need a similar skinny from you.
Nice.
Oh, well, I'll come back.
So, for tax purposes, how would you put that I don't know. I mean,
Research.
can you get tax deduction? I mean, I don't know. There's got to be a way you could do that. I mean, I don't. That might be an awkward conversation to have with your accountant or HR block, but or I don't know how you would
might
put
make
that on
their day.
TurboTax.
You might make their day by bringing this into the conversation.
Sandy, I think it's only awkward if she goes naked to the meeting with the accountant.
Yeah, well, that's next level awkward right there. I mean, that's one where you would try to put that in TurboTax and see what it gets you. But if you try to go H&R Block, and just kind of, just for example, if I were to come to a place like this, that would awkward.
Ryan's got a good point here. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, and actually, Ryan said he went to Punta Cana and it's topless. Yeah, I've been to Punta Cana and the beaches are topless there. Totally.
Oh,
good deal. Okay, so we're gonna close up the amateur detective with a couple of my favorites. So, old favorite, new favorite. The historical is Stephanie Barron. Where's the author name? It is not on the front cover. Well, that just spoils my attempt. Anyway, Stephanie Barron, one of my favorite authors, she takes Jane Austen and makes her into an amateur detective. So that's lovely. That's like right up my alley. And then new one that I found this month, I've read Dead Dead Girls, but I have not read Harlem Sunset by Nikki Safia. So this was great. This is another amateur detective. Yay! And yeah, Black and Weenathon read. Do we have 3 copies of this on screen?
So I'm really glad you brought this up because this is in my stack too, one of my faves. And so I hosted Nikisia when this came out, and I love this book and I love her. She's also an amazing seamstress. She sews some of her own clothes and she shares that on her Booktube, which is with her author tube, which is so cool. But anyway, this book has all the things we're talking about. Amateur detective, sexy 1920s, also LGBTQIA lead character, love her relationship, that part of it with the wife. This is such a great book. It's so sexy.
It also has another trope we're going to get to at the end.
Ooh.
Okay, so that was the amateurs. We've got Secret Society, smash or pass.
Wait, what's
Society?
I don't know if I've read a Secret Society.
I know Sandy has.
Yeah. Man.
Sandy tired of it yet?
You know what? I hate to judge a whole genre on one bad experience.
Wait, does that mean like Dan Brown, the Illuminati? Is that what we're talking about? Or
yeah, that's an example. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay, Vixen of Fiction, Mia.
Nice.
Sandy, what was your bad experience? I think the only one I must have read is that Dan Brown book. I guess. I don't know. I don't think I've read a Secret Society.
Secret. I have one. Where is it?
I don't know what that is.
I'm trying to think of a recent one. The Ninth House that would qualify, wouldn't it? The Ninth House.
I think so.
Yeah, Lee Bardugo.
Yeah.
I haven't read that.
Whoa.
Yale academia vibes.
Yeah, that was one that I wanted to love it because it hits a lot of points that I really like. I just struggled with it.
All right, so we've got differences of opinion in this one. That's the best part. So like I was saying, my September mystery reads had a current of fascism, and I read. So Sarah knows Suar Gentile from Woman in the Library. Oh, okay. So she's new. She just came out with Woman in the Library, which is set in the Boston Public Library. But her old series, of which she has like 10 or 12 books and were published in Australia, and they are hard to find here, is called A Few Right-Thinking Men. And it's Australia in the 1930s. Where there's a depression, and there's all this like government hoo-ha. That's not the right word. What am I looking for? Something.
Hoo-ha sounds like Jenna's category.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hoo-has are for me. Brouhahas are for you.
Brouhaha. Thank you. And there's a secret society that's like fascist, that's like trying to organize and overthrow the government and have a armed uprising. Hint anyone listening in the government here. And that was super interesting how they had an amateur detective, a rich artist guy who is infiltrating this fascist organization to try to figure out like why, things are happening. And like, that was really interesting. So I don't know if I'll be able to get the other books because they're not published in the US, but A Few Right-Thinking Men Sulari Gentil with a G, which is really good, really well written. Anyone else? Secret Society, mostly Smash for Mia. Oh, you're still robotic. Venus says Secret Society is mostly pass for me. Depends on the charter of the secret. Exactly, yeah. Depends on the spin. Can't think of any I've read with Secret Society, but also my middle grade has some mystery elements with a bit of a club. So maybe I'm also writing it? Depends.
Seems kind of seems mixed, very mixed so far.
Yeah. She tried going out, coming back in. Yeah, Dan Brown I think is the most famous. Obviously, the Tom Hanks finding the secret society that's creating issues. It says I think I read too many books with racist secret societies. Yeah, and unless they get their comeuppance in the end, that's really hard to enjoy for sure.
Actually, I just hosted Professor Osman Power Green, who is a professor of Africana Studies at Clark University. And his new book, The Confessions of Matthew Strong, just came out on Tuesday. And I guess that would be considered a secret society. I hadn't thought of that, but to Ms. WOC reader's point that it is a racist secret society, I guess. Yes.
Yeah. Shay, you look good now if you want to.
Yeah, Shay's back.
Don't talk about Fight Club.
You know, another one is Ace of Spades. I forgot about Ace of Spades.
I'm not reading that.
I know Shay's not feeling it. I know Shay's not feeling that one, but yeah, that was the Secret Society book I was missing that I couldn't think of.
So the Ancient Nine, I liked it for the most part. I hated the ending. I was like, you could have done so much more with this, but it's about like the secret societies at Harvard. So it was a lot of like real life stuff in there. And it was so much like research put into it that I really liked it. It was a slow burn. So it felt good. Like I felt like all the work that you put into reading to it paid off enough that I wasn't mad, but I still didn't like the ending. But I think like secret societies had to be good. The Ancient Nine by Dr. Ian K. Smith.
Okay. I've heard of the author.
Oh, Dr. Ian K. Smith. I love him.
Yeah,
I haven't read that one.
It was one of the group reads for last year's Black Aweenathon.
Nice.
He's so great. I loved his last two, but I didn't read this one.
Okay. Good. Okay, so Secret Society is a bit of a wash. We don't have much experience in that one. What about, let's see, we said eccentric and we mixed that with expert. Unreliable narrator. Yep. Jenna. Yo, Cachet is the only yes.
No, Jenna's a no. Jenna's put up her red card. That's a no, right?
Yeah, that's on the only yes.
Yeah, Shay and Jenna are both no's.
No, I said yes.
No.
I said smash.
Okay. Oh, so Jenna's the only no.
No.
Oh no, wait, I'm a no too. I'm confused.
Wow, serious?
Wait,
I'm the only one who liked it.
Shay, why do you like it?
Yeah.
Because I always figure it out. I think most people that don't like unreliable narrators is because they don't see it coming, so they feel like bad that they like what? And me, I've never been tricked by an unreliable narrator, and so like I always like I catch the stuff that's like, oh, this isn't them. Watch you find out it's been the brother the whole time. Watch you find out their name is Jack and it's the person they've been looking for every time. It's my absolute favorite. And it also, I love to write it. It's my favorite. It's my favorite. Because it's so subtle. You have to pay attention to the clues so much more. That's why I love mystery, is like the clues. And for unreliable narrator, for you to really get it, there had to be so many clues that you missed. And
okay, so I think that's why I don't. So, okay, first of all, teach me your ways. Like, I don't know if I'm feeling like a big dumb doofus because I literally am reading and I'm like, I like this person, they're my friend. Like, you know, like, I just feel I never get it. And it's so like I'm always
all over again. Yeah.
But I wish I had. I think if you're right, because then if I was having Shay's experience, I was reading it and it correctly anticipating, I'd be like, my God, I'm so smart. I get. Then I would.
And that's the funny part, though, is the best part is like knowing that I'm right at the very beginning, but then seeing how they executed it and being like, bravo, you did that. I like that. So yeah.
Huh.
That makes sense. Okay, yes.
That would make a buddy read with you interesting with someone like on the other side, like Sarah or me.
Most
Yeah,
people
because we'd
don't
be like,
buddy read me. They're like, stop. So most people will read the book before me and then tell me to read it, and then I'm like texting them, and I'll be like, and they most of the time they don't respond when I get it right. So then I know that I'm right.
Right. Because then I would be texting Shay like, oh, I'm on page 3. I think I know, and she'd be like, LOL, you're wrong.
Okay, so I will say Gone Girl, I guessed how crazy she was. I didn't know she was that crazy. I guessed that she was crazy, but like how? Woo-hoo! Nothing could prepare me for that. I was not ready for that girl. I was not ready for her at all.
Nobody was ready for her.
Yeah.
Amazing Amy, try amazingly crazy Amy.
Nice. Oh, Sandy's got the Riley Sager books. Often have unreliable narrator. Nice. I know you love Riley Sager.
Riley Sager it's still auto read right now for me. So yeah. But yeah, two of his books for sure. The last two probably, unreliable narrators. Which I actually the last one he did, I didn't mind the unreliable narrator. So The House Across the Lake.
Okay. Yes, I expect the cat. Perhaps Is that from? I don't know what that's from. Is that Gone Girl or is that Riley Sager? I don't know. Or is Eva just making a joke and it's another reference I don't get? That's possible. So I've got 3 more. If anyone in the chat has tropes that we haven't covered yet, pop them in as a comment and we'll throw them out. Shay, I know you like unreliable narrators. I don't know if that's related to any of the short fiction you have, but did you want to tell us about anything coming up?
So technically, one of the stories is an unreliable narrator. If I tell you which one, you'll definitely
we got to get them all.
So there's one. So there's one on Wattpad, and then there's one that's in an anthology on Amazon. So yeah.
And we can find those on your link tree, which is
on my link tree. Yep, they're both listed on my link tree for sure. Yeah.
And just to pop in case anyone wants to do one of those productivity sprints, we have 3 members of the Voltron Force here, and Shay is hosting us on Sunday. So I've just popped the link in the chat.
Wait. Not this Sunday. The Sunday after, right?
Sorry, 10:30.
Okay, I was like, wait a minute, hold on. Wait a minute, hold on. It's homecoming weekend. Let me remind you.
Yeah.
I was fronting like I was with you guys, but I was kind of wondering too, like, okay.
Yeah. So we'll be there next Sunday. Yes.
And for those of us who don't know what that is, maybe fill us in.
Productivity sprint. It's just like we were talking about Worldwide Write-a-thon. We get together and we say what we're going to work on, and then we have a timer that we all like don't look at each other, do our work, and then we weigh back in, say, did we get it done? And then like pat ourselves on the back or like shake a finger.
but live on YouTube.
Yeah. So we do what we're doing now, and we'll like talk for like maybe 5-10 minutes, and then we'll do like a 20 to 30 minute sprint, and like everybody's trying to work together, come back, chat about it, and be done. Yeah. It's very way to get stuff done together with people.
Yeah.
So people can see your working face, like that.
I mean, no, you can tell you, we definitely all at different times turn our cameras off, so you definitely can be like in avatar mode and still be part of the stream. So yeah.
Although, Sarah, I went back for some reason to look at one of my streams, and I saw my work face, and that I do this when I like lean. I was like, oh no, I've been doing that all this time.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Does that mean you're not going to do it anymore?
I may have to like turn the camera off.
That's why my camera goes off, because like I'll be like, or I'll be real mad or confused about something. I don't want people commenting on my facial expressions.
Yeah.
Because everybody, like, you think people are working like you're working. They're not. They're watching you.
Somebody's watching you.
Yeah, my husband always says I have a very expressive face, so I can't control it. It's like if I'm thinking it, I'm showing it. So that would not be a good look for me.
Yes. Okay, so 3 more. We've got Smash or Pass, Treasure Hunt. So something where there's an object that people are looking for. Yeah.
I'm with that.
What's the best example that you can remember?
Not including a person.
Yeah, like a treasure thing. So
I'm really digging the Cartographers by Payne
yeah.
Shepherd. I watch. So I'm not gonna lie. Most of my mystery recs for the last year have come from watching Sarah Murder by the Book. Like forever, she'll tell you I'm there at least once a month for at least one and watching. So most of mine for last year have come from there, and I really like it started really good. It is a slow burn, like it moves like slow, but it's like so much into it and so much research. And it's literally a treasure hunt, low key. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Nice.
Shay, beautifully said. And first of all, thank you for showing up for so many and for supporting so many amazing authors. And I agree completely with what you said. It's really cool, and I love maps. So, and I love the New York Public Library. So, The Cartographers by Payne Shepherd, so great.
I loved that show. I liked hearing about her take on it, the mysterious place that was on the map and not on the map. It sounded really cool. But the other one I wanted to highlight was Leslie Penelope, The Monsters We Defy. You could probably tell.
I love that color.
Yeah.
Cover.
That
is a
really
nice
cool
cover.
cover. And 1920s, but it's like
Gorgeous.
supernatural mystery. So there's ghosts and
I'm
there's
writing that
root
down.
magic, and there is someone famous who doesn't want to be famous, and she helps people in a way she doesn't want to, but she also has to find a ring. And so that's part of like the treasure hunt and like trying to pull a team together that works together to get to the treasure, which is really good. And she is a fellow presence channel on Booktube. So yeah, check her out. Yay!
Hi, Barrett.
Like the Cartographers, Nia says.
Yay! Big
There. Welcome, welcome. I still need to start that one maybe next month. Yes. Yay! Monsters We Defy is on my TBR. It's so good. It's so good. It's a good spooky read, I will say.
That one's new for me, so thank you.
Yeah. She's great. Okay, so we're all on the same page, haha, on that one. I've got 2 more. Amnesia trope, smash or pass. Oh no, I'm gonna be alone on this one, aren't I?
I'm like in the middle.
Okay.
I'm struggling. Soft no on this one.
Right, because for movies, I like the one where like Liam Neeson is like a spy, but he doesn't know he's a spy and he think he's got amnesia, and they like replaced him. I thought that was really good. But like in books, it's usually a pass. Oh, we got amnesia in your book? Let's write that down.
Yeah, Chrissy, the part of TikTok just read this and she reminded me that mine is an amnesia trope. I was like, yes, my 2013 book has amnesia in it. But you know what?
Yay.
Also, where is it? Another favorite series that's an oldie but a goodie. Anne Perry's Face of a Stranger is the first one. This is further on in the series, Death of a Stranger. But there's like 20 plus books. So yes. It's a detective who wakes up and realizes he's a detective, but he knows nothing about his life. And so he has to like detect where he is, what he's expected to do from moment one. And it's super, super exciting. William Monk. I love it. Love it.
Okay.
It's interesting because when I was hosting Megan Golden about Stay Awake, which is her character has a brain injury, so it has amnesia. I asked her about her research process, and she was saying that she, had read a lot. She had read a lot of stuff to learn, a lot of research to learn how to correctly write this. But crazily, as she was writing it, one of her dear friends went away for the weekend. She was traveling by herself, and she flew to an island off the coast of Australia. They live in Australia, and so it was a little flight. But she woke up in her hotel room and had amnesia, and she didn't know who she was. She didn't know where she was. She didn't know why she was there.
Wow.
She said it was so terrifying. She eventually got herself to a hospital. They had no idea what had happened to her. They kept her for 24 hours, and then she woke up the next day and she was fine. And it's never come back. It's never happened again. It's like, oh wow, this can actually happen to people. It's terrible.
And no diagnosis or anything. They couldn't figure out anything.
No,
Wow.
and she didn't have any injury. Nothing had happened to her.
No head injury. Yeah.
No.
Wow.
sneaking something in her drink or something like that. Like,
Hadn't gone to a bar, like I mean, it was like crazy and completely
crazy.
unexplained. That I think was the most terrifying thing I'd ever heard about amnesia.
yeah.
Glad
So
it
it's
came
mostly a no. It sounds like I'm against standing alone.
Yeah. No,
Jenna, do you have any amnesia comments?
No.
Yeah. All right.
I always think of the cartoon character that slips, hits his head on a rock, can't remember anything, and then he has to slowly put the pieces back together of the puzzle. And so, yeah, it just
That's a very complex cartoon.
that is,
I don't know that one.
I don't know. I'm probably gassing it up a little bit too much. It probably wasn't that deep, I'm sure, when I watched it at the time.
What did I miss?
Oh, what did we missed
Ryan
something?
said, "I can't remember if I've liked any amnesia books."
Oh,
Three
I was
comments.
like looking at the Memento comment, and I'm like, I don't get it. Got it.
Good one, Ryan.
Get the puns here. Get the puns.
I'm here for the puns.
The second book in the series, Harlem Sunset, is also amnesia. You get it in the blurb, so I'm not revealing anything. So that is also, if you want to give it a try from a fun source, that would be a recommendation from the panel, seems like. Last one I could come up with was Madness. That comes up in Laurie King's book. So smash or pass Madness.
Could you explain?
So let me okay, so wait, what was the one? Mrs. Benson's Beetle had madness in it. Sometimes it shades itself into PTSD portrayals.
So
Especially
like a
during-
mental health portrayal of something of some sort of
Yes.
kind. Like okay.
Yes.
Or just pure rage. Like
Right, that's what
Right.
I was like. So is
Which
it like
I'd be like, ooh, I'm here for the
madness,
rage.
anger, or
Yeah.
I'm waffling between the two. It depends. It's a depend for me. 'Cause
Right,
some people
right,
do
right.
it really good, and some people it's like you are demonizing people with these issues, and I don't like it. So like it's
Yeah,
like it's
exactly.
in between for me.
That's what I went into with Mrs. Benson's Beetle. I think I did it on the romance because it wasn't a romance or a mystery, so I put it with the romance books. But I went into several things that, like, the book was very interesting and it took a different angle on several things, and it was written in a very intriguing way. But two main things: fat representation and PTSD portrayal. And I was like, no, you didn't get those right for me. So yeah, I need to read something else of hers to see. But yeah. Any others? I know Laurie R. King has one called Island of the Mad, where she has sort of a Nellie Bly character, which is Mary Russell, go into an asylum and sort of check it out. So if you've ever read one of those characters, that's a pretty popular trope, I think. No, nothing comes to mind. Okay, anyone else in the chat?
I put the Shining in the chat by Stephen King.
Ooh.
He goes, and that's in an isolated location too.
Right. I was gonna
That's
say, well,
also-
then most of Stephen King's would be because I watched Misery the other night for the first time, and I was like, boy, yo,
That's another isolated location.
I don't want super fans. Don't like my book, please. Please don't. Like that's like literally that's what I said watching that movie. I was like,
Hey, you do want super fans, but just don't be driving around any snowy, deserted areas. Like, don't go skiing.
I was and again, another movie I was watching, and as I was watching, I was like, this is about to happen. This is about to happen. This is about to happen. He was like, if you don't shut up, you've seen this movie before. So why are you even mad? This is my first time. How do you do this every time? It's a talent.
Yeah,
X-ray vision. Like you see right through.
I think it's because I think honestly, like when I'm watching stuff, I think like a writer. So if I was a writer, what would I write that I think would just like blow the audience's mind? And usually it's what the writer writes. Usually.
Oh, I like that.
See, and I read like an escape artist when I'm just like wanting to escape and have someone tell me a story. So I don't think anything. I just like be led by the nose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Margaret, but I wish I was more like Shay. Like I get under my blankie, I'm like, entertain me. But then I'm like, oh, I didn't see that coming again.
Yes. Okay, well, I'm out. Did you guys have any other tropes you wanted to poll people for?
Lawyer lead character. Legal thrillers.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Your girl grew up on John Grisham, so you know
Exactly.
There we
Exactly.
go. That's a good one.
I love me some John Grisham. Scott Turow, here for it. This is a new author. He was really interesting because this is a book. He's a debut author, and he actually was a TV writer for the series The Good Fight, which is a spinoff of The Good Wife. And he made intellectual property law fun,
Oh.
funny, exciting, sexy. He did a really great job. I really enjoyed this, and I feel like just to make IP litigation interesting, deserves all the props. So Joey Hartstone, the local.
Nice job.
What John Grisham? What are some of your favorite John Grishams?
Okay, so Time to Kill, absolute favorite. Absolute favorite is a Time to Kill.
That's a good one.
Is it not The Firm? Which one is it? The Partner, the one where he's like he went to another country and had all that like facial stuff, and they finally found him after like 7 years, and he had stole like the law firm's money. That one is amazing. The Client is good, where the little boy watches the dude commit suicide or whatever, and all that. That was good. The Firm, I love The Firm.
I love The Firm.
The Firm was real good.
The Pelican Brief. Is that also?
That's the Grisham. That's Grisham.
That's Grisham.
That's Grisham too. That's good. Yep. That's good.
I like the book.
Most of his books have become movies.
Yeah,
really.
Most of his books have become movies. Yeah.
I agree.
What about Runaway Jury?
I didn't read that one.
No, I haven't read Runaway Jury. I've seen the movie, but I haven't read it. I do own it. Yeah. I plan on next year doing like a go through John Grisham because I feel like I have almost everything he's written. Because I'll buy them, but I haven't read them all. They don't get excited. I haven't read them all. They are here, but they haven't been opened. Is the truth. So don't get excited.
I missed Ryan's swap out here, lawyer victims rather than lawyer like protagonists. Yeah. Good stuff.
Great question, Sandy, and Jay loved your answers, and Margaret yours as well. Second everything.
Cape Fear. I finally saw that movie. I was like,
I haven't read it.
That's the one with the surfers, right?
I haven't seen it or read it.
Like the president masks.
No.
What am I thinking of? What am I thinking of?
I don't know. Well, I was like, that's not that.
Cape Fear is a lawyer victim story, and I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since I've seen the movie. The movie came out like early 90s.
Yeah.
He's like riding under the car. Like, how did you travel all those miles attached to the underbelly of somebody's car? You
God.
Highway and everything, and you ain't fell off? Okay, buddy.
Suspension of disbelief. Varying degrees.
Another trope I'll put forward is breaking the rules.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
One example I have of that is Anthony Horowitz. So I love me some Anthony Horowitz. Mm-hmm. And he breaks the cardinal rule, which is not to put yourself as the author in the book. And he does. And it's so funny and so cool. So his main character's name is Anthony Horowitz. And he is a bumbling doofus. His partner in crime, he's the butt of every joke. He's the one who doesn't get it. And his partner in crime is this crusty old detective. And it's, I don't know, it's very charming. We're talking golden age mysteries. He's British and he's very humble and very charming. He also has a lot of YA books. So I'm a fan.
Nice.
Oh, Michael Connelly, that's who.
I would say the friend who's the detective is an eccentric, like quirky.
Oh yes,
too,
good
right?
one.
Yeah.
Oh, Michael Connelly. Yeah, so good.
Okay, that's the Harry Bosch. Sorry, I was thinking Harry Dresser.
That's the Harry Bosch. My mind went blank when you said that earlier, Ryan, and thank you for that because you're totally right. Yeah. Oh yes, the Lincoln Lawyer, and that
movie was good. I haven't seen the TV show, but that movie. That movie was fire.
I haven't seen the movie. I've only seen the show.
The movie with here's the thing. I don't care. Nobody says Matthew McConaughey was a lawyer in the previous life. I don't care anyone says, because A Time to Kill, I thought, okay, maybe it's a fluke. Then I saw Lincoln Lawyer. I was like, nah, he was an attorney for somebody in the past. Because A Time to Kill will always be my favorite adaptation for John Grisham because Samuel L. Jackson killed that role. Like, man, he killed that role. Man.
He was. That was brilliant.
Killed that role.
Nice. I don't have a break rule book. I know Jenna does. Do you want to tell us about the 7.5?
Yeah, 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. If you are in the UK or Europe, it's the 8 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. And it just sort of defies genre. It's a debut novel. This person is a travel writer by day and has written this genre-bending novel where, is it sci-fi? Is it fantasy? Are we time traveling? We're in a locked room. We have some amnesia. It was like he just took everything and whizzed it up in a blender and came out with this fantastic book. And I read it 464 pages. And it was one of these things where I was like, well, I just spent 27 hours plowing through this. I couldn't put it down once it got started. I had to know how it finished. And so it breaks so many rules. And especially for a debut turnout.
Yeah.
It was pretty impressive. So it checks a lot of boxes.
The title has a different number. There's got to be like some cultural, like, what is the difference? Like, why would you change the number of lives based on which audience? English speaking. That's so weird.
I don't know. But whatever title you purchase it under, you're going to enjoy it. Trenton. Okay, sorry. Yes. Stuart Turton, yeah. Boy, howdy. That's a good one.
Nice.
Okay,
so you have a rule breaker?
So yeah, so I don't know how it fits with mystery, but when Jenna was describing that book, I was like, okay, this book sounds almost exactly like, so Long Division.
Oh.
Okay, I swear by this book, it owes me nothing. So like the main character is like, and it's literally like, so the main character is like an 8th or 9th grader, right? But like it's set where like it's set between 2003, 1983, or 2013, 1983, or 1985, and like 1960s. Like it's like a time traveling book. So the boy gets this book in 2013 from his principal called Long Division. His name is dang, why am I blanking on his name right now? Because I should know.
Character names like in and out.
Right. Hold on, I'm gonna get to it. Oh, his Centurion. His name is Centurion. Why does he open the book? And the book's name is Long Division, and the main character's name is Centurion. And Centurion lives in the 1980s. And so he's reading about Centurion and Centurion liking this girl. And Centurion being from the same hometown that his grandparents are from. And so like it goes through this, and there's like this place that they go to that takes them back in time, and it comes back, and it's the word that I've heard used to describe it is meta, with how much it goes like back and forth into what's now and what's here and who's there and who isn't. Also, this is the front of the book. This is the back of the book. It reads like two different books depending on how you read it. So when Jenna was describing, I was like, I know a book that sounds like this. It's an adventure, y'all. It's an adventure.
Awesome. So, very cool. That one sounds good. Yeah, Venus said it's getting read before the end of the year as well. And then Jennifer Brown, trying to pattern a lot of things I'm writing after James Patterson's Women's Murder Club series. Yeah.
We're in the chat. We were talking about James Patterson, where he fits in thriller, mystery, and I don't know that that's easily defined as you might think.
But it's like John Grisham. Like it's not as easily defined because there's so many different things that they cover, and it's not constantly a mystery. Like The Chamber isn't necessarily a mystery, but it was a really, really good book. Like I really liked it.
Nice. Well, no knives were needed. I think we were mainly like in consensus, and I was alone a few times, but that's okay. That's okay. I think I was in the group for romance, and I was like not up to speed on science fiction fantasy. So it was nice to see like how these genres that I read, how I panned out with my peers.
The way you panned out, Margaret, is that The Cheese Stands Alone is now your theme song.
The Cheese Stands Alone? What is that?
That's your theme song now.
Okay, I'll have to look that up afterwards. Oh man. Nick Harkaway? I don't know that name. Does anyone else know? Okay.
I'll have to check that out. Thanks,
Okay.
Ryan.
Yeah, hard time categorizing the genre. Nice. Yeah, Sandy's ready for Long Division. That sounds really good. I am ready for Matthew Strong. I've got that on hold from the library, so I'm super excited to read that. It's horror mystery, so I'm like gonna have to hold someone's hand while I read it, but it sounds so good.
And Margaret, you had so many great points and so many great questions for Dr. Power Green during the interview. So thank you for your presence in that broadcast and your great questions. Because I was like, oh, I have not read horror. I think actually I've read 2 books that have been classified as horror, but they're horror light.
Right.
And so it was so interesting to hear him speak about that, and then how he wove in, the past and the present and the Harlem Renaissance and his character, and with Allie, and I loved that. So I can't wait. And I'm actually going to meet him at the Boston Book Festival next week. He's speaking on a panel as well. So if anyone's watching in Boston,
Wow.
Dr. Power Green is speaking on a panel. So check that out. I'll be there as well.
In the chat. Tell us really quickly about the other event that you're going to be at. Lobster in handcuffs.
Oh yes. Okay. So I'm also going to be at New England Crime Bake. So if there are the Mystery Writers of America, New England Crime Bake. So it's a little lobster in handcuffs. He's like, help me. These are his pinchers. But yeah, so that is happening. So if anyone is in the New England area or wants to come to the New England area, this is I haven't been since 2019, right before the pandemic descended. And there's a lot of great panels and stuff happening there. Awesome. That's November 11th and 12th, I believe. I have to double check. The second weekend in November. Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
I stumbled across the handcuffs reference. You kind of lost me there, and I had to get back on track with.
These are my lobster pinchers.
That's another TikTok.
Yeah.
This is him in cuffs. Guys, have you seen that?
No.
Haven't figured that one out yet. But yes.
Oh my! Ryan saying crime bake, aka Rhode Island politics, exactly, but with lobster.
There you go. There you go. All right. Well, I want to respect everyone's time. We're running a little over even what I budgeted, and someone's got like a hot weekend to start, I hear. So I will ask us to wrap it up there.
Not me.
Yeah, not me either. Thank you so much for coming. The panelists were doing awesome. Go check out their channels. They're in my description. Go check out the links in the chat. They have wonderful content about books and writing. Stay safe at any festival you go to, personal space and all that. Stay healthy.
Oh, I will be masked.
Yeah, I know I'm gonna be masked up everywhere I go.
Yeah,
I always got a mask on. So
Same.
Yes. So have fun reading. Let us know if you're watching this on the replay, any tropes that we missed, and we'll try to catch them in the comments. But thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks, everybody.
Bye, everybody.